good at least being crazy. It also co-stars Ray Liotta, who does a really good job for this being a more contemporary film for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this. I just watched it early. We're recording this. What's today? Wednesday. Right? Yeah, Wednesday. And yeah, I watched this earlier. It's on Netflix. Okay. Another Netflix.
Is it original?
Pick. No.
Okay.
It's definitely not. But it's on Netflix. You can stream it now. It's solid.
Have you seen the movie that he's in? I haven't seen it, but it weirded me out when I first saw the trailer for it. He plays like some guy who thinks like bugs are inside of him.
Oh yeah, that's on HBO.
Is it?
You gotta watch. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen that movie.
I've seen it.
I heard the movie's pretty weird.
Yeah, I went to see it in theaters.
Oh really?
And it's from the guy who did The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Willem Friedkin.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about a little bit on the best of horror. Yeah, the movie's very weird, and it's plays on your paranoia and stuff. And it's got Ashley Judd and Michael Shannon. Man, the movie's nuts. Okay, I can't even sit here and try to really explain it to you, but you gotta watch it. It's on HBO, man.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out then.
You guys should check it out at home too.
Yeah.
Bonus rec.
Yeah.
Bug. What's up?
Yeah. Plug in movies.
And then I think we're moving on to shows and more shows.
Oh yeah, I think we are.
We don't have a little insert yet.
Not yet.
Wink, wink, hint, hint. Vic.
Come on, Vic.
What's up? But Fantagram, are you a fan of them?
No, I don't think I've heard of them.
They had that song on the radio. I think it was last year, of course now, but the beginning of last year that you don't get me high anymore. You never heard that one?
I probably have. I mean, I'm bad with names of songs.
Well, anyway, I really like them.
Okay,
they're cool. They got 3 LPs out now, I think. Couple EPs. They're like electronica. Okay. Alt rock electronica. They're playing open air theater in San Diego because we broadcast from San Diego. Yes. For anybody who's not in the area. We talk about local shows and stuff now a little bit.
Yes.
So it'll be on Thursday, May 24th, 2018. So if you're a fan of them and you're in our area, you should go. Because I'm going to go.
Uh-oh. Watch out, everybody. Wes is on patrol.
And then the next one I wanted to talk about is Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys.
Okay.
You know them?
Yeah, I know them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Come on, James. He has some really, really cool solo stuff.
Okay.
That I love. And he is going to be headlining a show with another band that I'm really fond of called Shannon and the Clams. And that'll be February 19th, 2018.
It's coming up close.
At the Observatory North Park.
Okay.
Location. For anybody who's interested, you should be interested because he's super good. I'm sure everybody knows who I'm talking about. Dan is the man indeed. And with that being said, we're going to move into our focus. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fucking dope.
Which is it's Kick-Ass this week.
Kick-Ass.
Courtesy of our own James Warney.
Yes.
Thank you for this superhero-esque tale. Yeah. Our first venture into this kind of genre, I think. Right?
Yeah, it is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And I dig it. It was released in 2010. As I said earlier, it's rated R. It runs at 117 minutes. It's an action comedy starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz, Nicolas Cage, Shrug, Chris Mintz-Plasse. It's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who did both of the Kingsman films.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I really like his vision. This one's about a social outcast who decides to become a vigilante, but when things get out of hand, he soon teams up with 2 other characters who are far more experienced in the art of street justice.
Oh, yeah. Big Daddy.
So we can move into our questions and talk about the film a little bit.
Yeah. I'll start it off. What did you think when you first saw this movie? Like, did you see it in theaters, or did you see it when it came out on DVD release?
What a great question. I actually got to see this at an advanced screening.
Nice.
In Mission Valley.
Okay.
And we almost didn't get in. They capped it off, and we were a few people behind. And then for whatever reason, they let us in anyway. We got a good seat, and I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope this is good, and it blew me away, man.
Yeah.
I loved it, and at that time, in 2010, there was nothing like this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When this came out, it was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can make a raunchy, like, superhero movie.
And that's what I love about this movie. Yeah. Just because it's so...
one of the first of its kind.
Yeah, exactly.
For real. But what about you?
I saw this, I think, probably the opening week when it came out. I wouldn't say weekend, but when it first came out in theaters, I saw this with one of my buddies and my fiance, but then she's my girlfriend back then. Mm-hmm. But we saw it together, and I just fell in love with this movie just because it's up until that point you got, like, normal superhero movies where it was kind of I think Iron Man and Captain America, stuff like that, but this was more like kind of grounded superhero ish. Mm-hmm. Like a movie where it dealt with more real life consequences, like they bring up in the movie, like why doesn't someone do this in real life? And then his buddy says, well, because it's fucking impossible. Like, you'd be dead in a day. Mm-hmm. And they talk about that a lot in the movie, how, like, this is like, and you get beat up, and they show that aspect of that side of crime fighting or whatever, if you were to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm. They make references to Marvel and Spider-Man and all the things that we know, so it's like it's almost like if we were to step outside, buy a costume on Amazon or whatever, and go outside and
start fighting people.
And try to help people. Yeah, and that's how it pretty much plays out. And it's interesting because it's like you're kind of wondering, because he gets stabbed pretty early on in the film. Kick-ass.
It's his first attempt at trying to become a superhero. He gets he tries to interrupt these 2 thugs trying to break into a car. Yeah.
And it doesn't go well.
No, it starts off okay. He hits one of them with his baton or whatever, but then he just gets clocked and then stabbed right in his stomach, and then he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, hit really bad.
Yeah.
And there's a hit and run.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't stop.
He just looks in the mirror and he sees the body on the ground. He's like, oh shit, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty like a worst case scenario. So at that point in our minds, if you haven't seen it, you're like, well, okay, where's this movie going? You know what I mean? And later on, he meets, he befriends these 2 actual, like, real vigilantes, mm-hmm. who are trained pretty much assassins.
Yeah.
That have a mission, and they're going after one of the head mobsters of what are they?
They're New York.
New York,
yeah,
right. Who is Domingo?
Yes.
So, yeah, it becomes a fun ride because it balances out. The silliness is balanced out by Cage and Chloe's character.
Yeah,
because they know what they're doing. So I feel like as soon as he meets them, they. For the most part, are looking out for him.
Yeah,
and his, like, clumsiness.
Yeah, they're kind of. He leaves behind a few things during his after he comes back from his first beating. He tries to attempt to scare off some guy who's who's stalking this girl that he likes in high school.
Yeah.
And he's basically about to die when Hit Girl shows up, and he tases a guy with a taser or whatever, and then they basically meet up again later. And Big Daddy Nicolas Cage, he talks about, finding you was way too easy. I just traced your IP address to your house, and then they also have the cartridge thing from his what's it called, taser.
Yeah.
And they're like, the Hit Girl's like, the police could have followed you because of this or whatever, and they're kind of schooling him in the ways of
covering your tracks.
Covering your tracks, being a real superhero.
Because they also say, we rerouted your IP address.
Yeah.
So it's like, they really kind of they're looking out for him.
Yeah.
And then later on in the film, it gets even more interesting because D'Amico and all the mobsters think that it's Kick-Ass killing all their men.
Yeah.
So then they're all at one point after Kick-Ass, and it's ironic because he has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he couldn't kill.
He wouldn't have killed anyone if he tried. He couldn't if he tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when they get Red Mist, or his name in the movie is Chris, right?
Yes.
And that's Frank D'Amico's son. And Chris comes up with this idea of him becoming a fake superhero and getting Kick-Ass to trust him so that they can he can work his way into the superhero
kind of like inner circle.
Yeah, there you go. And he succeeds in that, and
betrays everyone.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, he basically pretty much gets Big Daddy killed. Just about. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen the movie, sorry.
It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like a lot of people haven't seen this movie.
Well, okay. If you care enough, guys, put it on pause now.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It should be pretty easy to find, right?
Yeah, you can iTunes or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Google Play or something.
Go rent it.
Yeah.
Support this film because it deserves to be watched. If you like Kingsman and you haven't seen Kick-Ass yet, go check it out.
Yes.
Because it's a fun movie. Come back and then
listen to the rest of this.
Yeah, the rest of this discussion, because there will be some light spoilers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we go from here, dude?
What do you think of the movie now?
Oh, what do I think of?
Compared to seeing it then, and how does it hold up to you?
How is it aged?
Yeah.
I still really like it. I find myself laughing at a lot of a lot of the humor holds up for sure. It's definitely interesting to see where all those actors were then. Like the Evan Peters.
Yeah.
Who he doesn't really have a big part in this.
And he was like nobody back then.
Yeah.
That was probably one of his first bigger roles.
Yeah.
In an actual movie.
He hadn't really done it, so it was funny to go back and see that he's in it.
Yeah.
Clark Duke, I think his name is, from Hot Tub Time Machine. Yeah. He's always funny to watch.
Yeah, he always has his funny one-liners. Chloe.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think that was her first movie, right? Or one of her first movies.
I don't.
Well, Let Me In.
No, because she's the little girl in the Amityville Horror remake.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
With
Holy
Ryan,
shit, yeah.
With Ryan
so she's
Reynolds.
Been in it for a while. She's from before this, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was like a toddler in that.
Yeah.
Like super tiny, and I'm pretty sure she's been in a few other things. But as far as a big kind of almost lead role, yeah, this for sure put her in the spotlight, and it I think made a lot of people upset because she was a minor, saying all these curse words and the extreme violence of this film. I think a lot of people were kind of outraged on that. I don't understand unless you're her parents, and obviously they
were fine with it.
I also read something that she, I guess she said that she would never talk like that at home or like in her real life.
Yeah.
And that she wouldn't, in interviews, she wouldn't even say the name of the film. She would just, I guess, call to it as the film or